Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 2256. This is a 2017 083, which is ultra white with LA20 black interior on Facebook Marketplace in California right now with 105,000 miles for $47,000. So it sounds like a really good price. Production statistics, 648 out of the 2,348 cars for the US 49 were ultra white. 266 of them had LA20 black interior. That is the second most common color, white with red and then white with black. 11.33% of all of the US 49 production was this color combo. So it's definitely like a 1 or 2 out of 10 for rarity. This car's in-service date was April 20th of 2017, and it has options D7, which is direct delivery to Toyota or Lexus, but it doesn't appear that it was a driving school car or something like that. It could have been just like an auto show car. Our blue GSF is like that. It has option D7, and it was an auto show car for like 3 months and 50 miles, and this may or may not have been something like that. Not sure, but I don't have any other info to go on. It has GF, which is the heads-up display, Mark Levinson, orange calipers, and option package Z2, which is a comfort and convenience package. It has a trunk mat, cargo net, wheel locks, and key gloves. This car does not have the factory polished wheels, so it just has gray wheels, and it doesn't have the lighted sills, front door sills, and it doesn't have the glass brake sensors. So a pretty typical optioned car other than possibly not having the polished wheels. Carfax, Epic VIN, and Auto Check. So Carfax, my 2026 Carfax shows this as a 3-owner, 1 damage event in January of 2021. My 2024 Carfax shows it as a 1 owner with that same damage event at the time. So that would tell you that it's got 2 owners since then, possibly. Epic VIN shows this as a 1 owner, 2 accident car, but I think looking at the dates, they're very close together. It's probably the same event, like one was when it was reported, one when it was fixed, something like that, but you know, something of note there. Auto Check shows this as a 2 owner, 1 accident or collision. Same January 26, 2021 to the rear. According to the seller, he purchased this from the original owner. And so I think that when he moved or re-registered the car or something, maybe he let the registration lapse and then it just re-registered it and it counted it as another owner on the Carfax, something like that. It looks like it's a 2-owner car, even though Carfax is showing it as a 3-owner car. So 2 owner, 1 damage event to the rear and or accident, Southern California car. Previous sales, so it was never originally put on sale brand new because it had option D7, so it went directly to Lexus. They did not title it, and they had it for about a month and a half, and they put about 386 miles on it. So kind of jives with, I don't think it was a press car, because the press cars usually get a lot more miles than that. Most likely like an auto show car or display for the dealer or something like that, but it was never titled. So it was officially sold to its first owner May of 2017 in Alabama. And remember, the in-service date was April 20th of 2017, but it was sold in May of 2017 in Alabama, and then the owner moved to Florida in October of 2017, and then they again moved to a different location in Florida in 2023. So then it looks like it was traded in at a Mercedes-Benz dealer in Tennessee around September of 2024, put up for sale with 90,000 miles for $38,000. That is super cheap for this car. And it looks like it sold in the same day to a buyer in California who is the current seller here at the end of June 2026. Now it is listed here at the end of June 2026 with 105,000 miles for $47,000, and it does have some mods, so we'll get into that. So now into the photos. Has quite a few mods, visual and otherwise. It has a front lip, rear diffuser, ceramic tint, including 15% tint on the windshield. That is incredibly dark for windshield. I have 90% on this one, and that's plenty dark. The owner says it comes with all stock parts, but it has an RR Racing intake, air oil separator, mid-pipe, PPE, equal length headers, Tom's mufflers, an RR Racing tune, again with all stock parts. The valley plate has been inspected and not leaking. The TVD modules, the torque vectoring differential itself, and the transmission were all reported as being serviced at around 100,000 miles, so pretty much ready to go. Pretty tasteful mods. I bet it probably sounds pretty awesome because it's got equal length headers. I have equal length headers on this, and I know what that sounds like. And so this car probably sounds pretty good, but it's also not going to be quiet. I'm sort of wondering how in the world it passed California emissions. Maybe it hasn't. and so maybe that's why he's trying to sell it. But this car with headers, maybe even catted headers, I'm not sure if that'll pass California emissions. So that would be something, if you're in California, you may want to look into that a little further. I do see 2024 date codes on the tires, so tires probably not too old. The front rotors have a pretty good lip on them, so may need front brakes in the coming mileage. And then there's a little damage on the front bumper, but overall looks pretty good, especially for $47,000. So that brings me to the price. If this car had no mods on it, I would say it's priced fair for where the market is right now. So 17s, looking here at the graph, others that have about 105,000 miles, I would say like mid 40s. And so the mods, they only add value to people who want a modified car. To anybody else, it doesn't really add any added value. PPE equal link headers are very expensive. Tom's mufflers, RR Racing mid-pipe, the tune. He's obviously spent quite a bit of money on this car, probably in excess of $10,000 worth of mods, if not more. And so that said, let's say you recover half of it as added value to the car, maybe not quite that. That would put this car somewhere around $50,000. And so at 47, I think it's definitely fair in the asking price. So now into the service history. I wouldn't call it well dealer serviced, but overall it is pretty well serviced. There's several other services on the Carfax and everything like that. And because this guy's an enthusiast, most likely some of it has been done DIY or otherwise. March of 2019, 38,000 miles, front brakes, 4 tires ordered and a wheel repair. And then they went ahead and replaced the 4 tires. August of 2020, 58,000 miles, the 60,000 mile service, the battery, JLB recall, that's the high pressure fuel pumps. It doesn't say if the spark plugs were done, but the 60,000 mile service was done. So that may be something you want to ask about. May of 2022, 73,500 miles, front and rear brakes, 4 tires and an alignment. April of 2023, 85,000 miles, 4 tires again, maybe just 2, it's not very specific there. October of 2023, a new battery. August of 2024, it was noted as towed to dealer to Lexus of Mobile, Alabama. Doesn't say why. It could just be a flat, dead battery, who knows. A month later, in September of 2024, 90,000 miles, a whole lot. They noted that it may need brakes, 90,000 mile service, which is the 30, 60, 90,000, just kind of a little more in-depth service, plus brake fluid, TVD service, a battery, 4 tires, drive belt, spark plugs, front and rear brake pads, plus resurface the rotors, and an estimate on body damage to the rear, and maybe the sides and chip repair. And they said they needed to take it to a body shop, and they also polished the paint there too. That had to be a very expensive service. A lot was done there right at 90,000 miles. And that kind of jives around when it was for sale for $38,000 in Tennessee. It probably needed a lot of that, and then it was done, or it was done right before that, something like that. But it had a whole lot of stuff done at 90,000 miles, and it was only $38,000 when they acquired it. On the Carfax, several oil changes, including at a Nissan dealer, kind of weird, and some quick lube places, no big deal there. March of 2025, 90 to 95,000 miles, the spark plugs were done again, and the exhaust manifold gaskets were replaced. Maybe that was during when this car had headers installed. Could be something like that. You can probably inquire with the owner. So what's not done? The valley plate, even though the owner has reported it's not leaking, but it would be something to keep an eye on in the future. Carbon fiber trim, it's all original as far as I can tell. So in the future, especially if you take this to a cold climate, expect to replace some of those carbon fiber pieces in the future. Front lower control arm bushings, don't see anything about that. So check the insides of the front tires for any excessive wear. HVAC servo sweep has not been done on this car. So make sure it's fully warmed up. Set one side to max hot, one side to max cold. Cycle through the defrost, the head, the feet, the rear. Switch sides, make sure everything responds. If it doesn't, there is a fix for it. It's no longer free, but some of the HVAC servos require the dash removal. The low pressure fuel pump recall parts are not quite yet available, but all the notices have been sent out. So this car will get a new low pressure fuel pump in the back seat as soon as it's done. The KLG has not been done. That is the GPS location reporting incorrectly. So it's no longer free for a reprogram for that either, but it is available. The ZLZ has not been done on this car. The in-service date is 4/20 of 17. So you have until April 20th of 2027 to get the dash replaced. If it is slightly sticky, deformed, cracked, anything like that, you will get a new dash for free. But I would say, yeah, overall it's pretty well sorted. Doesn't need a whole lot. recent TVD service, recent transmission service, recent brakes, recent spark plugs. So, you know, I would say that the big stuff is out of the way. And so if you are looking for a modified car, or a modified car doesn't bother you, then this would definitely be up your alley. Good driver quality car. It's got some, you know, some little paint work on the front bumper. Front bumper needs to be repainted, but it's priced right and it's priced fair. The other thing, this being a 2017, has the adaptive damping shocks. They are known to leak. And so look at the shocks and see if any of them are leaking. They're not overly expensive to replace, but it is just something of note. Some of them failed when they had 12 miles on it. Some of them made it to 70 or 80,000. This car having 105,000, and would not be surprised to see if any of them are leaking. So that brings me to, would I buy this car? Absolutely. It's definitely one I would consider. It's priced right. I like the mods. They're tasteful. It's, you know, well done. It's well maintained. It doesn't need a whole lot other than just keep an eye on the valley plate in the future, because you will have to address it down the road. So that's what I've got for you guys. VIN 2256, definitely worth pursuing this one. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.